Tonight, many Valley businesses are celebrating the governor's announcement and further reopening. So what does this mean for them and also customers? I spoke today with the president of the Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, Stice. Katie, it's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Peter, for having me. Appreciate it.
I see a big smile on your face.
That's right. Orange teir, here we come.
So exactly what does this mean for Valley businesses now that we are moving back into the orange tier?
You know, it's what I think I know a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. So it's more capacity in restaurants, theaters, museums. It is showing the overall health of our community is improving. You know I'm with the Chamber of Commerce, so we talk about the business aspect of things, which is important. And there's lots of information out there about, bars reopening for the first time and breweries and malls. But it also shows the overall health of our community, folks getting vaccinated. There's supposed to be, I think, let me just pull up my notes here. Everything happened so quickly. Another 30 million doses by the end of the month for our state of California. So you can really see that people are working hard to reopen. And the other piece of news I thought that was really interesting to hear today was that by June 15th, we might be completely out of the tier system. And that's really important because a lot of us business leaders, we meet regularly, and we've been asking what comes after yellow. No one's having that conversation. And so to have that information come out today was also a really nice thing to hear.
Do you think the announcement took a lot of business owners by surprise?
No, I think if you look at the metrics that are always out, that we're always getting right from our county, from our cities, from our chambers, it looks like we've been heading in the right direction for a while. And that's a lot of things. You know, the numbers in our hospitals have been improving regularly, which is just, again, such a nice thing to hear that we're moving in the right direction. Even when we're out of the tier system, people will still be required to wear masks. And I think what I've seen a lot of lately was our businesses, really working hard to build consumer confidence and folks really following rules and following those rules for the right reasons at the end of the day, which is just great.
Absolutely. And I'm curious, you obviously talk to a lot of business owners. Have you heard from any of them? Which will benefit, you think, the most from this change?
Well, obviously our theaters, right? They've been closed for so long. Now they can be open at 50% or 200 people, whichever is fewer. Our restaurants have just been taking it on the chin, it feels like, since day one as well. So a lot of these smaller businesses are really going to start to benefit at the end. Our bars, with any bars without food, have not been able to be open. Now they have an outdoor option. And then, of course, our malls, any retail, shopping, things of that nature, there's still going to be modifications, but those numbers are really looking a lot better for those folks. I think one of the concerns moving into this, though, that is definitely something that we've been talking quite a lot about, and that is jobs. Now, our businesses will be able to see a lot more customers, but they're still really struggling with becoming fully staffed. That's one of the things that we're really focused on is helping the employers connect with the job seekers. And that's a big challenge. So I'm going to ask folks out there in the community just to remain really patient. If service takes a little bit longer, maybe not everyone is going to be able to be completely open at their 50%, whatever their number is tomorrow. They're certainly going to try, but just to be understanding and patient right now while folks come back to work and go through the proper trainings.
Yeah, definitely some good advice. And Katie, I always ask you this question, but before we go, what do you think the long-term impact will be now that we are moving out of all of these restrictions? How long do you think it will take before we can actually go back to the way things used to be?
Man, if I had a crystal ball, that would be great. I just don't know. A lot of it is going to have to depend on travel, international travel, our snowbirds coming back, and of course, those major events that we're known for here in the Coachella Valley, as well as conferences. And we were really happy to see the guidelines for large events finally come out so that people can plan for the future. And I think we've been waiting for that. Now that that's here, it will be interesting to see what happens with the second half of this year and then going into next year, what that recovery will look like. Lately, the recovery has looked like a K shape where some folks have continued to do really well and other folks have continued not to do well. At this point, with these openings, with hearing that we might be out of the tier system mid-June, it's really promising for the future of the Coachella Valley. And so if folks continue to shop small, spend their dollars local, we can really begin to recover faster, and then that length of time will be shorter.
All right, Katie, as always, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today. I appreciate it.